Happy with that. Hello everybody. Do you want to speak first
I,
or
I don't know. I'm kind of lagging today. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your gal.
it's your gals? And today is we're gonna be talking about a very controversial season of Young, Rich, and African. I'm pretty sure Young, Famous, and African on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, this episode is gonna be. We're trying to come up with a name before this, and we're like, financially challenged, influencing,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and African. Some of us,
Yes.
actually, you are fully African. Actually,
Don't do me like that. I am fully African. Thank you very much.
all right, please.
Okay. But yes, that first of all, I don't know if any of our viewers have had the chance to watch Young, Famous, and African, but if you do, I highly recommend. It is like it's a world of its own, is all I can really say. I cannot say that everybody in the show is young. Actually, a lot of them are like auntie age, uncle age.
Wait, hold
But
on, hold on. How old is Zari? Because I thought she was like
babes, like she's a grown woman. She has like 4 or 5 kids. Like she's not young, but she is a boss lady. I'll give her that. Zari, she's a boss lady. But
I'm
a
not
lot of
gonna
them are like they're like mom age. They're like in their 40s, 30s,
first of
not
all
exactly
hold on,
like
hold on,
young.
hold on real quick. Zari's son.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll give you that. That was cute.
Hold on, everyone. Look. I'm full.
Me, I can't stand behind that. I'm sorry, but he's not that. Like, he's cute. Me, I'll go for Zari myself. Me, Zari is she's the one that's scrum yum
Sweetie
yum. You
potato,
need
sweetie
to watch
potato.
season 3 when you meet her now husband. Hey, that man is fine. That man is fine.
I
Okay,
hate.
but back to season 2. Every season, every episode.
Girl, we cannot talk over each other. It's gonna glitch like a motherfucker. But I'm gonna put my hand up like this when I want to speak, and I want to say that are Ugandans vampires? Why does that man look like that? Her husband. That man looks 25.
There was, I'm not gonna spoil too much of like the season 3, but there was, some conflict because some people were saying that she was too old for him or he looked too young. I know that he is definitely younger than her, but I think from what I was hearing, he was like in his 30s.
Which is fine. But it's just like he looks like a fucking vampire in the sense of like, wow, this dude is immortal. Because I know, but what I want to say is I watched the whole thing. I binged it to hell. I'm done. I'm done with season 3 even.
Are you serious? I haven't even finished season 3, bro.
I
I need
stayed
to
up
catch
until 5 a.m. I watched everything.
up. But what I really want to get into is Diamond Platinums, the wicked man that he is. Like, I can't even like keep up with his lies. It's to the point where I don't even know like if what I'm seeing, because like if I didn't know that this was Diamond Platinums, I would almost believe him. I can see where like to a very certain extent, I can see how he can swindle his way into these situations and how he can get himself out of it. I can see the charisma is there, but this man is a liar. And I stand with Nadia because she was not having none of it. She stood 10 toes, 10 fingers down. She
That
was not,
shorty that shorty was on all fours.
quite literally, she was not fucking around with Diamond. with any of their shit, honestly. You know, I fuck with her for that.
I'm not gonna lie, but I think Diamond has found his match in you. I think if Diamond came after you, you can take him the fuck out. Like
I
you
actually,
would.
please, me. I already know myself. You know what? I almost had faith in Fantana, but then she started being stupid. And this is no shade to Fantana, but like, girl, you were for a second you were okay with being his baby mom. You're okay with that.
I would say, remember this is Netflix, so the editing could be off. These hours of footage that we will never see just because
Right.
it doesn't meet the storyline they want to push. Do I think Fantana moves smart? No, because I believe it's like me. You know what that dude? Imagine that dude you tell that you don't like, and I keep being like, oh, just a little bit. I can't handle it. I can't handle it, and sometimes I feel like I can, but I'm out of my depths, and I need you to tell me that I'm out of my fucking depths. This nigga is playing a game that nigga, I'm not even athletic. I'm not even athletic. I can't even kick a ball, and then I'm over here trying to get NBA, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving. Those two niggas are those two separate people.
We'll let it slide. we got what you're trying to say. We get the gist.
No, honestly, are those two different people, or is that one person?
No, yes, they are two different people. Yes, you did name two different athletes. Yes, I'm proud of you.
Kyrie and Irving are two different people.
Oh no, that's the same person. Kyrie Irving is one person. I thought you were talking about Kyrie Irving and Messi. I thought I heard Messi somewhere in there.
Do you
I guess
know?
I was mistaken. No, Kyrie Irving is one person, singular.
Oh, I'm thinking James Harden. I thought his first name was Irving. But they all have their last name on their jerseys. I have zero business to stand on. You got me.
All right. No, but back to the topic of Diamond Platinums. Like, I really think I could definitely not fall for the shenanigans. That is 100%, because that is a man you cannot take seriously. Whatsoever. You cannot take a man like that seriously because all he knows is games. This is a grown man, mind you. This is like reaching uncle age. He might even be uncle age at this very moment in time.
Fuck if he's uncle age. This is someone's father with
Hey,
a daughter.
there's children involved. And then you see the way that he like moves about like relationships and how his constantly not wanting to commit. I think that when they were having that conversation about Fantana possibly being pregnant, and Swanky was like, you have to do the right thing and go introduce yourself to the family, that, the formalities of bringing up a fucking child into this world. He said, no, I'm not doing all that stuff. At one point, he even said that he takes having a child more seriously than a marriage. At that point, I already knew enough. I mean, I already thought I knew enough about him, but it just kept getting worse.
I got something. I know what this nigga's trying to do. This nigga's trying to be Genghis Khan, bro. He's trying to breed and leave children across the planet.
Absolutely, I believe it, because the way he was so disappointed when Fantana was not pregnant. Imagine, he was genuinely disappointed that he did not have another baby on the way. Interesting.
That man is a sociopath. I'm not laughing.
I don't know. The seriousness of your face is actually killing me. I'm so sorry.
No, because I swear to God, I was watching it, and at first I went to go because I was going to go about it like logically, like if it was me. But then I would have handled it like Kefi. That's how I would have done it. She did exactly what I would have done.
I didn't get to that point. I did see some clips of like how I basically, or I think I know the scene that you're talking about, where she was her, Fantana, and Diamond, like that whole interaction. But it really boggled my mind, like the audacity that he even had to be pursuing more than one. Oh, first of all, the fact that he's pursuing Fantana, and then Kefi's here and he's interested in her. Mind you, this is in the same group. You guys are gonna have the same. This. I was scratching my head. I was genuinely scratching my head like this. I was like, wait, what is? I'm not understanding the logic here. But that's the thing. There is no logic. You're just thinking purely with his dick. I need to like that man needs to be studied. Genuinely.
Hold on. I don't know if it's because you're quite neurotypical in this sense, but dude, I saw it immediately. Like I kept watching and I'm like, obviously he's playing it as a game. It has nothing to do what maybe actually a little bit of it, like as much as this part of my finger has to do with actually continuing his bloodline. He's acting like a sperm donor because he doesn't care about the women, for one. For two, the main aspect is control and power. He wants to have control and power over these women. And the only way to really control a woman, even Cleopatra, was controlled by her children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I want to say is that this man is not psychologically complex in any way. He is a sociopath. He's into himself completely, but he's so dangerously insecure that he needs these other women to check his intactness.
Mm-hmm. I think like season 2, the fact that like there was so much conflict between everybody was just so interesting to me. Like every dinner party or every little event, there was a fight. Swanky was doing a little too much, in my opinion, in season 2. Like, I feel like there was Louis, that guy pisses me off. Like, I really tried to understand him, but then he would just do too much. And then I could understand why Swanky would then in turn do too much. But then there was a lot of miscommunications. There was a lot of miscommunications in season 2, which I feel like would cause a lot of the unnecessary drama that occurred in so many of these outings.
Which I generally believe is legitimately an African thing. That shit do be happening. Niggas beef for decades. And then by decade 2, on the back end of that decade, they don't even know why the fuck they're beefing anymore, but they know they beefing. And then guess what? The kids start beefing. Because it's African nonsense.
Yeah, genuinely. No, that's just hilarious. It's generational beef, actually. But it also confused me a little bit when I thought that, you know, Swanky and Annie had like squashed their beef in season 2. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I was actually getting very tired of that storyline. Like, you guys are crying about whatever the fuck.
I have something to say, ma'am. Who's your favorite character? Because I am going to judge you off of your favorite
My
character.
favorite character is Zari. I think she's truly a villain and she has no shame about it. I love how authentic she is. Like she truly, like she is. She knows she's wicked and she knows that. And she stands on it. Some of these other characters, they don't stand on it like she does. I can respect her for that. Annie is the type where she will do some crazy, say some foul shit, and then cry about it after. That's not Zari though. She will say that and then double down. I respect that. I do.
I hated Annie the whole entire time. I saw through the veneer of manipulation, and especially at the beginning of the 3rd season where she's like 1 billion people saw me do this. I know she's Nigerian and I'm doing an Indian thing, but then it's like, bitch, you just care about the numbers. You care about how many people saw how much of a piece of shit you really are. I don't give a fuck whose mom you are. There are people who have mothered many a children and still been pieces of shit. She was trying to be like, oh, these little children, and I am a mother, I'm a grown-ass woman. So get off Netflix. Get off fucking television. Go. She hasn't been an actress for 10 years. Imagine. Go work at Starbucks. Own Starbucks. Do some stock shit. Get off TV if you're gonna cry every fucking day.
No, I think that she just wasn't prepared for the narrative to be what it was because no one was on her side. I didn't like Annie in season 1. I continue to not like Annie in season 2. Season 3 has like I'm still in the beginning of it. And she just hasn't changed. She's still kind of like everything that she was saying at Zari's wedding, definitely out of pocket. 100% out of pocket. But if you're gonna say that, don't come crying when Zari wants to come for you. Like, you know how Zari is. What makes you think that she's not gonna, it's about her family? Like, let's be so for real. Annie, let's be for real.
Let me tell you something, Lena. At my wedding, this is why I'm gonna be strapped up on my fucking wedding. There's going to be a blick cold hard against my legs under that dress. Let me just tell you right now. Because first of all, when they're like, who objects? I'm pulling that strap. I'm flashing the strap. I'm not pulling it out because that's a threat. That means I'm intending to shoot. Don't point a gun in the military, don't put a gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. I'm just going to flip my little slit like this, and I'm like, please, somebody come here and take this nigga from me right now. Because if you try that shit, this is gonna be the last thing you do today. Because if I've gotten my ass all the way up the altar, and you already know who I am, if I've walked up that aisle, I'm now walking down with that gun, without a goddamn man on my arm.
Let us all keep this in mind. When we see this girl getting married, let's all keep this in mind. Okay, that is not the day.
Let's also keep in mind, if I don't walk out of that building with that man in my arm in good spirits, in high spirits, I'm burning that building down with everyone inside, me included.
We did not consent to that. We did not consent to that.
Yo, Dave, don't fuck with me. I'm the wrong one. And my husband's gonna know that. He's like, please don't object. I want to go home to my family. Please don't do it.
I'm so dead. No, real shit.
But that's just to say, if talking shit at someone's wedding is pure witchery.
Absolutely. And it's the fact that she kept going, and then also at one point her calling out Nadia for whatever she felt like. That was the most inappropriate time. Like,
don't they have security in this wedding? Because I am going to have armed security. So you're leaving. Get out.
I won't lie, Zari was messy for inviting her though, because like she know how she get down. But I think the thing is, I feel like Zari likes the mess. She likes the chaos because she's also chaotic herself. I feel like subconsciously she knew that this shit would be messy because she sold the rights to her wedding exclusively to Netflix. So she knew some shit was gonna go down. She knew it. That she made excuse me, Zari boss lady. Like, she knew to make a bag, even if it's her wedding. And she looked damn good on her wedding, might I add. She looked so good.
She did look like a fairy. And I just want to say that I see now why you fuck with Zari, because you would do that same shit. You would if they're gonna say, Lena, for 500 mil, let's record your wedding and own the rights to it, you would be like, bitch, how about 600? That's a deal.
You see her mentality? You see that she's a boss bitch? Like, she's a getting money ass bitch. I respect that.
Dude, I would never do that. I only want like even a CD. I like archaic things. I'm not a sentimental person, but I think that there are private things that should be private. Absolutely. And recording, like, I barely want my wedding on the internet, let alone someone owning the rights to my wedding. Like, I want my kids to have it. I don't want to put in a CD. That's a problem, because in like 30 years, when they see it, they're gonna be like, Mom, how am I gonna play this? Now I gotta buy 3 different things to play this one thing.
But honestly, like, yeah, so I would say Zari was I can't even, like, these are real people, so even to say character is kind of crazy, but like my favorite person in this series, I would say would definitely be Zari. Now, on the topic of her husband, I think that he was actually very attractive throughout, from what I've seen so far in season 3, is that he is fighting for the respect, like, for people to respect Zari and not to, like, disrespect their new marriage. He's fighting everybody, literally everybody. Luis for hugging her too long, which also was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Diamond for just being fucking Diamond. He's literally fighting everyone except for his wife. And then one time that he did say something to her, she did some toxic shit.
I'm not gonna lie. Zari's husband is fine shit. When I saw him in like the preview thing at the beginning of the first episode, I said, oh, me and Atala both said, who the fuck is that?
No,
oh my god.
No, he's bad. He's bad. It has like it's the calm energy that he has. Like he's very calm but assertive. That shit is so hot. That right there, that type of like calm, but I'ma stand on business about my business. Whew. Take it away.
I think for me, obviously, you know, like I like masculine men. Like a man that other men don't look at and they're like, I could go play with that nigga type shit. But the whole thing is that I like, okay, be like masculine and, you know, this strong masculine figure, but I like a guy who can like giggle, like a full laugh. I like someone who can have a full body laugh because I'm silly as fuck. And if the way you laugh at your jokes, my jokes, you're gonna be like, oh, that was funny. I'm like, I don't like this. Cause you know, like be in this moment with me. Like
right.
Like let's laugh like we're having this moment. Like that's funny. So I like men who have like full hearty belly laughs.
Like a man that you can have like bestie laughs with, like kiki, like really kiki with them.
You know, there's times where we're talking and we're trying to get the story out and we both know the story, but we can't get it out. And so it's like we're literally crying, like trying to get the story out. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Let me get my fucking story together. I'm like, okay, where were we? And then I'm like, bitch, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, those moments are valuable because I think that's a characteristic. Not that I know this Zari's husband well, but that's a characteristic of a very healthy father. Is a father who's able to laugh at stupid shit. Like kids are gonna do stupid shit, and it's like if you're able to be like, I'm so fucking mad right now, but that shit was funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, my nigga.
No bullshit. Like, bro, working with kids, you'll have so many of those moments. It definitely takes a certain characteristic to like be able to appreciate or even to just like look at this child and be like speechless and just laugh.
Because kids read your energy and they read your face and they're constantly looking for your reaction to gauge how they should react. So it's like sometimes that laugh will diffuse that anxiety feeling because you're their caregiver. Their life is dependent on how you take care of them. If you're constantly the stoic face and you don't have any emotion on your face, obviously I'm a very expressive person, but I want, you know, like the father of my children, my husband to be one, the same person, two, someone who can also get into it too, like laugh with their face just the way I do.
That's true. I like that.
Because the kids are gonna be like, they're gonna remember their dad fondly.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. What were we talking about? Shakib. Yeah. I still haven't finished season 3, so I don't know if this man has laughed at all in this season. I will say that so far, this man is stressed out. Like this friend group, quote unquote friend group. I'm pretty like, again, I don't know these people, but I think that obviously it's just for television. Like these are not actual like close friends. Because if this is what their friendships look like I can't. I can't. I really can't get behind that. I do not want my friendships to look like that at all whatsoever.
I don't think your friendships look like that. I've seen some of your friends. And I was actually, funny enough, there's going to be a little tangent, but remind us to get back to the source, is that I was driving and I was thinking, and I was like, I don't like people in my life who I'm friends with to make it a requirement that I'm friends with their friends. And that's stemming from Nadia being like, why the fuck am I friends with Annie? I'm friends with Swanky. Swanky is actually my favorite character in the show. So we'll get back into that. And I admire how Swanky takes his friendship seriously, because in my life, my friendships are what I hold the highest. Like I hold you guys to the highest fucking standard. When y'all disappoint me, tell me not. I jump on you guys' heads like
Right.
Mario.
Yes, quite literally.
Like, but then when y'all have the respect from, I respect y'all enough to tell y'all when y'all fucked up, and y'all respect me enough to take my feedback seriously. And and it's just a cycle of respect. It's like Dolly's not trying to hurt my feelings, type shit. And then when you apply what the fuck I just told you, you're better off, and our friendship is better off, and vice versa when y'all give me feedback and shit like that. And I've realized I have a very hard time doing what Nadia had been doing with being friends with people's friends. Like that Dominican shorty, remember, I fucked with her so heavy, and I still do. I just didn't fuck with her friends. And she wanted me and her friends to hang out together. I said, I don't mind hanging out with you. In 10 years' time, you can call me. I'll grab dinner with you. I'll pay for dinner. But I do not want to be around your friends. They're not my kind of people. Because I feel like I speak very bluntly, and I don't really sugarcoat things. I've never been able to sugarcoat things. I'm not telling you, I'm telling, the people watching this. But I value friends who can see that I'm not being malicious. If you take my blunt feedback as me being a bitch, I can be a bitch. I've been bitch, cunt, asshole. I've had all those positions, and I've got 5 out of 5 stars.
I can attest to this. Yes.
But I'm never trying to be malicious with my friends. So I feel like some people, when they don't know me that well, they think that me being direct is malice. And that's why I relate to Swanky, is because I don't play about my fucking friends. No one will ever play about you to me, ever.
And I know that. Like, if there's one thing I could be for sure, is that is a true statement. And
I told Atalia one more thing. I told Atalia the only I know for a fact the person in this world who won't betray me is Lena.
And there's a certain, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, feeling to know that, like, for sure, that if I could depend on anyone, I can depend on my best friend. Like, I know through anything, like, no questions. If it, she won't ask questions if there's something that needs to be done, or something, like, whatever the case may be, to have that kind of person where you can depend on them no matter what, to take care of you, to take care of the people that you care about, like the way I care about her sister, the way she cares about my siblings. Like, I think that is a very special, very unique bond that clearly, like, we tried to, like, we built this shit. Like, we built this shit. Okay, this took time. This took effort. This took time. Hear me when I say this took time. This took time. But we developed this relationship, developed the bond. We pushed each other. Sometimes you do test how far you can go in a relationship. This is the romantic, platonic, whatever. And we kind of found where we're comfortable at. So throughout all the trials and tribulations of everything that we've ever been through, and getting to this point, knowing that it was absolutely worth it. I know that I can depend on her for literally anything, and vice versa. Like, that is so powerful to me.
And it's crazy how it doesn't even matter which country we're both in. Like, I can help you from across the world. I'm gonna cry.
Aww.
I'm a fucking gangster. I'm a fucking gangster. I'm a fucking gangster.
Oh my god, this bitch is crying.
Oh, I literally had something in my eye. You guys didn't see it. Like, there was something in my eye.
Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. No, but real talk, like, that shit's it's unique. And I think when we first started talking on this podcast, we did want to showcase the type of friendship that we had, and how important these type of, like, female friendships are. And, like, I don't know how many other, like, times I can reiterate this, like, having that close of a bond with somebody who, like, isn't your family isn't like blood related to you, but something that you created from scratch, like, wow, it's really powerful. Like, I truly wish for every woman on this planet to have really close, intimate female friendships where you get to have these types of conversations. You get to bounce ideas off of each other. You get to check each other when they need to be checked. Like, these are all really important things. And the fact, I think we even talked about it before, but the fact that we can check each other, the fact that you can call me out on my shit and I can call you on your shit respectfully, of course, is like, it's, I hate to keep saying it, but it's like, it's unique, it's rare, like, to have these types of friendships, because a lot of the times, like she was saying, like, she can be quite quite blunt into a lot of people. Like, she's been so misunderstood. And sometimes I do have to tell her, like, especially when she's like in new friendships or like in new relationships with people, and she will tell me something and she'll tell me the reaction that that person had, and I know how that person is reacting because I know exactly how she said it. I know exactly the way that she was presenting whatever information that she was presenting. I know exactly how they took it, and unfortunately a lot of the times they can take it like not as she was intending. But the fact that, you know, even in the beginning of our relationship, like, I'm sure there were times where she would, like, I had those moments, but I had to take a step back. I had to take a step back and I had to realize that I had to see where she was coming from so I can, like, you know, take off the lenses that I was wearing and, like, take away the bias and just try to see where she's coming from her perspective. And that took away a lot of misunderstanding. So again, I would implore for any girl in any of these like female friendships that you have, if you do happen to be offended by something that your friend said, before reacting in like whatever emotion that you're feeling, just take a step back, clarify, if anything, clarify, and just dig a little deeper, because I'm sure that whatever feelings that may have like erupted from you is definitely possibly because of, you know, your past experiences that maybe you just got triggered.
I love that soliloquy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You really did. You got it. Like, you hit the nail right on the head, because um it's quite, I'm not choked up. I just got something in my throat. Damn, a nigga can't get anything. I'm not gonna finish it.
All right.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence. But the reason this blends actually really well into Swanky's approach, and Swanky's he's a Nigerian influencer, but he's on the show. So everyone who's watching this, feel free to go seek the show out yourself. Not that they're paying us for a plug, even though they have the money for it, but whatever. Swanky holds his friendships to the highest standard, and I believe that he's a high quality friend, so he acts like it, and he expects other people to reciprocate, and that's inherently the uh yo, we got an IB English girl right here. That's Lena, not me, but that is his character flaw. And he looks like a foil when he's put against people like Annie. And then obviously that exacerbates the state, because they're not trying to understand him. It's coming from a place of like, this is how I feel. You made me feel that way. Your emotions are your responsibility. Everyone out there watching this, no one can make you feel some type of way. You feel some type of way because there's something within you that is being triggered. Whether or not you like that, whether or not you, oh, I'm jacking that, I'm not jacking that. Sometimes growth cannot feel very great, and it takes some real ass friends to call you out on your shit. Sometimes there's been times, obviously, granted, me and Lena in this situation were very inebriated. She slapped me across the face, and that was
okay. First of all, I'm so sorry to interrupt. That was one time. That was literally one time. Okay, let's not make it out to seem like I was slapping bitches left and right. Okay,
no, but I'm saying I needed it. I was like, because I had taken, I think we've saved the story on the pod before, but I had taken antibiotics that were not supposed to be taken with alcohol, and
that's up? All antibiotics.
You're not
drinking your antibiotics.
There was a cat that was being dropped off down here by Italia because I'd like to tell her leave the boy down here. Because then eventually he comes to hang out with me. I just need 2 minutes, 2 hours.
You're such a fan. Oh my god, you're such a fan.
I'm not a fan. I just
Right. Fan behavior. You can't even finish a sentence.
I'm trying to find a logical way to rationalize it, and I'm actually caught lacking. Like, but I love the boy. He's so great. But going back to what I was saying with like where was I just at?
But let's go back to Swanky being sort of like a foil character to people like Annie.
Yeah, I believe Swanky is experienced because they've been friends for decades.
Mm-hmm.
They've been friends for as long as we have. Imagine maintaining a fake friendship for that long. And
Oh.
I don't think Swanky was being fake. I think Swanky's a real ass nigga, and he was doing real ass nigga shit by calling his friend out. Now, if your friends choose to villainize you, that's a whole different beast.
So, how would you take it, like in season 2, I believe, where Kanye gathered everybody and called them out on their shit in a bit of an aggressive manner? She was saying like, "Fuck you, Zari. Fuck you, whoever else. Fuck you, Swanky. Fuck you, Annie." And they all got really offended because Kanye kind of, called them on their shit for having all this drama all the time and making it everybody else's problem. What do you think about that take? Because we did just talk about, calling out, and I kind of understood where Kenny was coming from. Like, if we're friends, you shouldn't be offended by me calling you out on that type of shit. But then that begs the question: if everybody is so offended, are they really friends like that? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
All, I would not use our friendship as a rubric for other people's friendships because I believe that inherently the way we operate with each other is extremely, extremely authentic. Like, I don't even lie to you. Not that I'm I'm a terrible liar.
Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Right. But then it's like, you could lie to me. And I've seen you lie very well to the point where I'm like, wait, I know that's not true, but I almost believed it.
But the thing is like, within our friendship, because you know me so freaking well, I can't even like bring myself to lie. Like, there's really no point. There's no point. Everything that I say to you is it's coming completely unfiltered. Completely unfiltered. There's no space for me to even lie.
Because I'm not hell-bent on misconstruing you, but I believe there's a certain energy, and you've also felt it. You gotta exert that energy to understand someone. You gotta go reach into their world and try to get where they're coming from. And a lot of people don't want to exert that energy because they feel like they have to hoard it for themselves. They're like, I'm like, dude, you can't even fucking breathe. You're hoarding all this negative energy because you think that that's what's attaching you to your own identity. If it wasn't, there have been times where I've looked her in her face and I'm like, you sound so fucking dumb right now. I don't have the words in any language to describe it.
And then to be on the receiving end of that, might I say, it is very humbling. Very humbling. Very. Like, there's literally no words. But sometimes I need that. Sometimes I do need to be called out. I think like, brief sidebar, my experience with therapy, I think in recent years has been a bit lackluster because I've noticed that some therapists are kind of just like yes man. I don't think that type of like that type of therapy necessarily works for me. Like, I do need a little bit of pushback, because if you just go along with everything that I say, sometimes I just be living in delusion, like Delulu land. I rent property out there actually. So if we just go along with everything that I say, like, I don't know how I don't think that's gonna work out. I don't see how that really works out. So things like friendships that I have, like with Dahlia, not even just Dahlia, but like with other friends who are able to kind of like push back in a very respectful manner, and like, you know, they can push back, but at the end of the day, I'm a grown woman. Like, I can make my own decisions. If I decide to take your advice or not, it's you know, it's just really up to me. But yes, like things like being able to be challenged, I think is important. And me personally, I know y'all don't know me, but I don't like being told what to do at all. I'm sorry. I think I just have a problem with who the fuck are you to tell me what the fuck to do. So friendships like this is actually very important for me personally, because I value her opinion. I value her experiences and the fact that she knows me very well, as like a what's like feedback. Yeah. Because I don't care to take feedback from a lot of people, because I don't fucking know you.
I think that's actually what you advised me with the shorty, the Cape
Mm-hmm.
Verdean. Remember that? Where you're like, maybe she just didn't. You said the right thing. You were just the wrong person. You remember that time?
Mm-hmm. Because that can absolutely be it. Like, you could say, for instance, let's say that I need a message. I need to hear a message, but it's just coming from the wrong people. It's going to, it could be the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. But until it comes from the right person in the right way, I'm not going to hear it. And that's just how people are sometimes. And I think that there's really nothing you can do about it. So honestly, like for people, like let's say friends that I will try to give advice, but it just feels like I'm not being heard, I really do try not to take it personally, because at the end of the day, it's really not my personal business. So I shouldn't feel so offended if my advice isn't being taken. But also, like, maybe I'm just not the person that they need to hear it from. Maybe they just need to hear it from someone else for it to kind of really like click, for it to really just get the gears going.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Granted, I took advice from a strange man at a restaurant. We're sitting bar seats in New Orleans, and that man gave me advice that completely flipped my spiritual world around, and I went for the ride, and that's why I'm here today. So I'm a completely different beast, bro.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that. New Orleans was, they're gonna get so tired of us talking about fucking New Orleans. Like, I'm sorry, but that was like, it was truly a spiritual experience. I Something changed in me. Just like truly in my core changed after we left that trip. Like, wow.
And that's the time after that trip, when we left that airport, we came in as friends, left out as, well, I'm never gonna speak to this bitch again, and that's exactly what made us best friends. Me being
Yeah.
able to be like, bitch, I'm not going to speak to you again until you change that behavior, because the way you be moving is fucking crazy. I don't have to deal with that. Fuck you. And
And
then
then
you,
she cried about it.
okay, they've heard
Let's
it.
not leave that part out. She cried about it. Okay. Okay. But yeah, and you know, she kept it a buck. She kept it 100 with me. And I was like, you know what? I don't like being told what to do, but this is a friendship that I value. And I took her feedback and I was like, okay, all right. I bugged out. I'm sorry. And we moved on.
Yeah. And I can say that you helped me be less of an asshole. I mean, I'm still an asshole.
Absolutely. Yes.
Do not get confused. Everyone out there, I am still a fucking asshole. I'm going to have controversial opinions. And guess what? I have a farm out there, acres and acres, and they have no fucks growing in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
But if we look at your growth in the past, let's say like 3 or 4 years, there's a significant amount of growth. There's a lot of empathy going around. And I cannot say that that was there 4 years ago.
Oh my God, it actually wasn't. What the day that it hit me that um I had no compassion for other people's shortcomings. like I have such a low tolerance for incompetence and ignorance that if you're a stupid person, I will Spartan kick you off a cliff, and I'll be like, oh, that's a human life, but they're gonna respawn because I believe in reincarnation. They're gonna respawn as a better person. I just made Einstein. You're welcome.
Oh my god. And then to see this in real time, I'm like, Jesus.
And then Lena will be like, because I believe the most dangerous thing you can introduce and the most transformative thing you can introduce to a human mind is an idea that conflicts with their reality. And obviously, I disrupt multiple people's reality on a weekly basis, but
Yes.
I like it when my own reality disrupted. Like, I love novelty. Like, I'll wake up next week and I can live as a shaman. I don't care. I have little to no attachment. I love everyone in my life, and I still can, like, I love Lena, but I think our relationship is immortalized. I've connected all the timelines, I've crunched numbers. There's no timeline where we don't meet and become best friends.
I love that so much. One way or another, we're gonna make it back to each other in one way or another.
Yeah. Best friends or best enemies. We're either gonna be Joker or Batman, or we're gonna be like locked in that as a bully.
Okay. All right. I would prefer we keep it as besties because I think it would not be safe for the general public if we were enemies. Like it would be really messy.
Imagine like I was Putin, because in this scenario I would 100% be Putin.
Yes, you would.
But you were the leader of America, the leader of the free world. I believe if she was a leader of America and I was a leader of the USSR, there would have been a nuclear war.
We would be on World War like 5 at this point.
Why are you acting like after a nuclear war the world restarts? You don't go from World War II and then 3 and then 5. No, they restart. The world has restarted multiple times. We're gonna send this whole bitch into an ice age. I am gonna send nukes to the poles, and I am going to make sure I am going down with the planet. That's how I'm moving. Yes.
I believe it. I believe it. And you know what? Just because you're that audacious, I have to match it. Because who the fuck do you think you are? And that is exactly how the world ended. That's how everything turned to shit.
First of all, thank God we're not presidents.
Oh my God. It would have been terrible.
I swear to God, if you were the US and you touched a single piece of ice over Russian soil, I am kilam tota the whole world. I'm nuking.
All of a sudden, she's a Russian president, but she's speaking Swahili. These timelines are mixing.
I'm just saying, you guys are lucky. You guys are lucky we're friends, because we'll be arch nemesis.
No, truly. I'm telling you, like it would be really dangerous, like if you were enemies. I do not wish that in any timeline. I'm sure that there's an alternate universe out there somewhere where it's like all desolate and apocalyptic, and it's purely because we were enemies.
Facts. Genuinely facts. That's crazy. But when we are old, like, what are we gonna do? Because we're gonna be on the porch of my my very large property, which you have a room in that no one sleeps in. You could pop in whenever you want when you're in the state. What age are we gonna start smoking crack? Because I'm not leaving this.
Oh my God. Hopefully, like, no age. I personally don't have any like inklings to be smoking crack. I don't know. Like,
we're gonna be old as hell. Arthritis is kicking in. Obviously, what I know for you, it's a toss-up whether or not you're gonna have kids, but I'm 100% having kids and shit. And my husband, I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of my business. We haven't like our kids have trust funds. What is the world if I'm smoking crack? Like, we're gonna be old as hell.
Okay, but like crack, you can't even just do like pure cocaine, just crack. You just went straight to crack. Like,
because crack gives you superhuman abilities.
Oh my god.
Think about it. We're gonna be so old we can't even move or sit down to take a shit. Everything aches. Crack takes all of that away. We can do a backflip if you want.
All right. I would say damn, I must really love you. I'll wait till I'm on my deathbed. I might try it.
Dude,
Might.
for real? That's mad late.
I don't want to do it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't do crack either. I don't want to be a fucking crackhead. I'm just saying, like,
saying, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm thinking about it. I was just thinking about it. Shut the fuck up.
you're fucking up the bag right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so sorry. Like, I truly okay, I was thinking, where were you going with this? We're sitting on the porch, drinking our chai, talking shit as we always do. Like, that would be the good life. Just being old talking shit.
Okay, I'll settle for that.
I think that's a good life. On your property, we can go back and forth between our properties, wherever the kids aren't, that's where we'll be.
My kids are not going to be living on my property.
But they're going to be visiting, of course. Like, you're their mom. They're going to want to be like around you all the time. I feel like kids literally will never leave you alone. Doesn't matter how old you are.
That's true. And it's more of like they're going to bring their grandkids and shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to do a swingers party with your grandpa. Please tell me when you're leaving your kids here.
I think communication is key. Yes. They should definitely communicate. Please. I don't want to be involved in whatever swingers party. I don't need to see that.
First of all, you're not invited to the swingers party. We're inviting exotics. We're trying something new.
I don't know why. I don't want to be invited, but I'm offended that I'm not.
Dude, literally last week you told me you wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. So shut the fuck up with that shit.
I'm just saying, like, am I not hot enough? I feel like I'm hot enough. Not that I actually want to be involved.
There's too many wrinkly pussies at this party. You're not invited.
Bro, I really hope that I still stay committed to being a baddie, even in my old age, whatever that may look like. Would you ever get work done to maintain the certain aesthetic that you want?
Obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I've done the research, especially with like your astro shit. It might sound corny, but people born around like the time that you were born, like if you do the mathematics, I'm not gonna crunch numbers right now, you're gonna age well. Not like light years better than me, but you're gonna people are gonna be like, okay, she aged better, like between me and you. So at least you have that. But I feel like I'm gonna be more active. Like I'm gonna be more, my body's gonna still be giving, just because after the kids I'm getting a tummy tuck and then no more.
Okay, that's valid. That's fair. That's absolutely valid and fair. I hope at least my body gives enough that I can still wear crop tops, because I love me a good crop top. I don't give a fuck if it's frankly under there. I don't really give a fuck. Y'all gonna see the skin.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like if you get a shorty and then your shorty wants the kids, then your body will stay fine.
And it's true. Honestly, like you said, it is a toss-up whether if I will have children or not. It really is a 50-50 chance. Like, I really don't know. I am not at the age where I'm considering having children at all whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that it's really like, ooh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. It's exciting.
Bro, you've always been like
But they don't know that. Like, they don't know me like that.
You know what I love? That one day we can log back into this shit and watch all this shit over, and watch just the evolution of our mindsets.
That's gonna be so crazy. Gonna be looking back like, damn,
First of all,
bitch.
I'm gonna be drunk as fuck when we're watching these shits back.
Oh, absolutely. Why would I be sober? What? I really genuinely hope that we remember to come back to this moment, to this video, to this channel in like 40 years. Whew! I'm gonna be like, damn, I was hot. I am hot. I'm gonna be concealed until the day I die.
No, your face card will never decline. And even on your deathbed, I think once all the blood has drained from your face, you're gonna, and it still won't decline because your cheekbones are gonna sink in, and then you're gonna
Right. Right. Jawline is gonna be the jawline is going to be jawlining. Okay. Okay.
It's going to be extra face, extra fatty.
Right. Right.
No,
Right.
no.
Face card on a fucking 10. Period. But yeah, I'm honestly genuinely like I'm eager. I won't say eager, but I'm excited to age. I don't know where you thought that was going.
Bitch, what do you mean?
Like I'm not scared. I feel like it's gonna be a fun time. I feel like it's gonna be a fun ride. Like turning 30, turning 40, turning 65 at some point. Like I'm gonna be old as shit. That's gonna be a blessing, first of all. But like I'm gonna be old as shit. I'm gonna have like lived a full life. I know this is very obvious things, but like in my mind right now, my 23-year-old mind being so young and like still new to this planet, to think that I have so many years ahead of me and so much more of life to experience, like it's kind of mind-boggling. Like we're really just kind of in terms of like entering this space, this planet, like we still kind of just got here.
We did, bro. I think we didn't just get here because that was when we're bugging the fuck out. I feel
Right.
like now we're settling into who we are. Like
Mhm.
we're cutting off friends that we don't need. We're ushering in new experiences, new people, a lot of pain. And
Mhm.
I feel like remember that time in our lives where we would both pick each other up in different moments, different months apart of suffering, bro.
My
Remember that?
God. Yo, I don't want to remember that. That was a crazy time to be alive. Like, bro, it was really a crazy time to be alive because we'll just be going through it really, really bad. Really bad.
Dude, I have never seen. No, it's at just remembering that face in my car when I picked you up at Greendale Mall.
Oh, no,
Actually,
that's why.
it breaks my fucking heart, bro. Like, I don't want us ever to be in that position ever the fuck again. And if we gotta ride this fucking YouTube shit into the sun, I don't care. If it can keep us away from the way that I saw your face when I found you in Gilbert at Greendale Mall, I hated that. There's nothing I wouldn't pay to never see you like that again.
No, we've definitely gone through it. I'm so glad. Like that was, hey, that was a tough time. That was a really tough time, and I'm so glad that we, or at least that I am far removed from that like type of situation and that whole ordeal. It was a lot, and to think that like you even felt so strongly, which I know you did, that you felt so strongly about that situation that I was in. Like I just really think it attests to the kind of love and care that we have for each other. But yeah, I don't think like even now, like I truly don't think we could go, hey, God willing, we won't go through times like that again. Because we won't there's I'm trying to I don't want to say too much because I really don't feel comfortable putting too much of my business out there.
No,
But
don't say too much. All
the
I'm
type
saying is that
the type of situation that we were in the environments that we were in, I think that we will not find ourselves in those environments again. So I truly believe that situations like that we won't see. I'm praying that we will never see those situations again. But wow, like damage, like you've been with me, like you've been there for me, like from like from the jump. Even then, in my time, hey, in my times of true agony, I knew who to call. I called you and I called Gilbert, and you guys came through for me. And I'm so grateful for that.
I don't know. It's just I know you didn't know I felt that way just because in that moment, the way you were crying, like there's no way I'm gonna start crying. So then Gilbert has dealt with us both drunk as fuck.
Oh my god.
Both of us deep in the shit and what both I kicked Gilbert. Oh my god, Gilbert is a combat veteran, bro. The way this nigga has been through the shit. He was driving me and one of his close friends out. Apparently that friend is close with Lena too, but I don't care. But we got into an argument or whatever. He was sitting there. I don't know if it was me. I was near a door and I remember he was near a door. So then, no, I was in the middle because I leaned over, opened his door on the highway. Our best friend Gilbert is driving. And I was like, we got into this argument. I'm like, nigga, you're wrong. Like, it was wrong. I'm sensitive about children and I don't like people speaking ill about children. So, and we're all inebriated. This is not a sober event. Other than Gilbert has been the designated DD for that nigga need a DD award. That sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
quite literally. He's been DD since he learned how to drive.
Literally since high school. And I leaned over. I said, "Oh, that's how you feel?" And then I leaned over, opened the door, and then I kicked the door out. Like I didn't kick it all the way out, but I kicked this door wide open, and he's sitting next to the door, and we're on the highway. And I was like, nigga, get the fuck out. And I don't regret a fucking thing. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret anything. He deserved it.
Yes. That was quite a situation to be in. But granted, there was a lot of, people were not completely of sober mind. So I'll give you some grace there.
No, I don't want anyone to give me grace. I don't really like that man that much. He's a friend of my friends. You understand what I mean? But now you understand why I have the philosophy I have. I'm not gonna be friends with that nigga just because he's friends with you and some other parties. But yeah, I don't want that man is never gonna be close to me. Period. I don't give a fuck. I'll kick that door again. It just can't be Gilbert's car.
Yeah, maybe not on the highway. Just a thought.
Oh no, I'll do it on the highway.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just a thought.
Oh no, I didn't give a fuck. He was in the highway. I was gonna jump out with him.
I'm fully aware, which is why we had to separate you two.
And then he sat in the middle. I was like, yo, what's good, shorty?
I was not having it.
Everyone was mad at me. Sorry.
Yeah. But you know what? You live and learn. I think what we learned that day is that maybe we just leave, let bygones be bygones.
I just want to say I did apologize to Lena. No, not Lena. I apologized to Gilbert. I didn't apologize to Lena. She didn't get hurt. She just sat in the middle of two people. She didn't really do much. And the other person ended up apologizing to me. And then I said, okay, if that makes you sleep at night, I accept your apology because I don't really give a fuck anymore because I'm sober the next day. And I'm like, I just will cut you off completely. That's how I move. Once I've decided to cut you off, it's like that.
Right. Very abrupt. But you know what? I will say it had to be done.
Type shit. Back to Swanky.
That was a crazy loop that we did.
There was a thought that I had when you're like, oh, just a little segue. I'm like, didn't we just do like 6 segues?
And you know what? That is the nature of this channel. So we just gotta get used to it. We take a lot of exits on this highway.
Keep the fuck up or get the fuck out. Was that not nice? Should I try that a little nicer?
No, I think I'll accept that. We'll leave that in.
All right, cool.
But yes, back to Swanky, the fashionista.
Yes, Swanky. Love me some Swanky. And I understand. First of all, Annie played that voice note. And there was a voice note of him saying, like, because this character Annie, because she is a character, she's acting like a character, and I think she's using this show to try to kick up some dust for her acting career because it's that dusty. Her career is like driving through the Middle East. There's just so much dusty, so dusty.
I think not that I honestly, I am not that well educated in like African or West African influencers. So my first introduction, or like Nollywood and stuff like that. The much Nollywood I've experienced is like when I'm getting my hair braided, and that's what they're playing on like television.
My grandma loves Nollywood, but the thing is, she believes it's CGI. I swear to God,
oh my God,
my grandmother is a very intelligent woman.
She is.
I sent her a like a video of all those people who are showing their grandparents like the GTA screen where they're driving super crazy. My grandma's like, "Guy, this is the news," because it has like their news scenes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm not coming back to America. She hasn't been back. She literally has never been back to America.
If there's anything, she will stand on business. She said she's not coming back, and I quite literally have not seen her since.
I thought she was kidding, and then she's like, no, she let all her immigration stuff. They're like, oh, you have to stay suspended for 7 years.
Damn.
And then she's like, and I don't give a fuck. I don't need to be back.
I can see where you get it from.
It just hit me. Yeah, I might get. Yeah, okay. I am becoming my grandmother very slowly.
Bro, would I tell you that this girl will tell me like characteristics or like tell me about different members of her family? For instance, like her father, she told me about her father. And the resemblance in their characters and their humor was so similar.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Bro, it was like even the way his humor was and his like bluntness and the way his dry humor. I was like,
wait, give me an example. Give me an example. I need to know.
I'm trying to think of it's just the way bro, I can't even thinking about it.
No, tell me.
You remember when you were telling me about I think it was the headboard or something about the bed, right? And his attitude about like, okay, I really don't give a fuck. That right there was you verbatim. Like you verbatim.
Oh yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck do you want me to do about this?
Okay. Now I get what you're talking about.
That was quite genuinely. It was literally like the apple did not fall from the apple didn't even leave the tree, honestly. In that moment, I was like, wow. It's all starting to make sense. All the dots are connecting.
Nah, the way
I see how she is. I see why the way she is.
Mm-hmm. You just gagged me with that. So I was on FaceTime with my father. Like I was on video call with my father. And he's like, he laid on his bed and he has a metal bed frame, which is very common in Africa. Because wood expands and contracts with it expands with heat, contracts with cold or whatever, and it actually makes the bed stronger. But he had a metal bed frame, and I grew up with a metal bed frame, and I was like, Dad, why the fuck do you have a metal bed frame? And then I said a comment about his bed on video call, and then he's like, and then what? And then he texted my mom and told her, she's like, and guess what? He stood on 10 toes with her. He texted her. One, I didn't tell him to text her. He did it out of nowhere. And he's like, and guess what? What Dahlia said about my bed frame, I got to come back for her too. He had one comeback for that moment and a second comeback for when he texted my mom 30 hours later, bro.
Yes, that's literally you. I'm so sorry to say it, but that is quite literally you.
I've never done anything like that.
Okay.
No, definitely. What's an example of me doing something like that? When have I turned back and cooked a nigga?
When have you turned back and when have you cooked a nigga? What?
No. Hit it.
Yeah, let that sink in.
When have you? Which example do you have? Because I have a different one.
Let's hear yours.
No. You're gonna steal mine. I already know how you move, so just tell me yours. Just tell me the title. Like, what is it? General event.
I don't want to
Just
say.
say. Just no. Say.
I can't say. I'm not saying his name.
No, don't say his name.
The one he went to prom with.
Negative. I have an updated one on my birthday party. The Kenyan nigga with the phone. When I asked him to pass me my fucking phone, and then at Shiko's party.
Okay. Yes, that was the time. That definitely was the time.
So I had, spent my day very getting tattoos. I got 2 tattoos for my birthday last year, and I don't do my birthday stuff on the day of my birthday. I do it leading up, like the first 2 one day away. And on the day of my birthday, a great family friend of mine was having a house party. So I said, "Oh, this works well. I don't even have to host it." And she was gonna have the party anyway. And it's my birthday still, but not that I'm asking people to like bring gifts and stuff like that. So I brought drinks and stuff. Lena showed up late, as she usually does.
All right. I don't think that's a point. I don't think that's very relevant, but whatever.
No, she showed up late to the point where 60% of the party was already drunk and she just arrived. But I wasn't drunk yet, just because I was taking it easy.
Yes, you were. You were tipsy.
Dude, by the end of the night, I was sober. 2 a.m. being sober is a sin for a Kenyan. I disgraced my family bloodline.
Shut the fuck up.
But
Oh,
I was tipsy enough to see a very pretty lady, and just I wanted to bestow I'm not a flowers person, but if I can riz on riz, shit.
okay. Let me see. This Riz that you speak of. Okay.
I just literally stole that play by play from Lena's playbook. I've seen you do that before.
Bro, the time, I'm sorry to interrupt again, but
No,
there's been times where the Riz that I have in myself, I surprise myself. I think it was like with your military people. It was a party or something like that. And I pulled a couple. I didn't know that there were a couple. But to think back, like I don't know why. Anyways, I pulled the girl. I was not even trying to. Pulled the guy separately. Separately. Come to find out they're a couple.
Yo, can we? Yes, Lord. Y'all are starting to understand the depth of Lena's game is deep, bro. She pulled a couple separately. The shorty was into her, the nigga was into her, and they didn't even know they were into the same shorty. Well, that's okay. Sacrilegious. Sorry, stuff.
Very. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's not go too high.
You, ma'am, are a fucking G.
Thank you. Sometimes I don't even try. But I feel like when I do try, it doesn't actually, I don't know. It depends. Really depends.
You get nervous.
Yeah.
That's a note to have for you. You get nervous and you overthink, and that makes it it makes it unattractive when you're too much like, oh, am I saying the right thing?
When I just let things flow, naturally. Things just kind of work out.
I've seen you pull 5 separate people who were not in the, because if it's like 2 friends and they're like in the same friend group, that doesn't count. That's one person. I've seen Lena pull 5 different individuals, 5 different events, like no, in the same day. Like not different events, but at the same event, but individuals that didn't know about each other. And then at the end of the night, they didn't know I was her friend, so I can eavesdrop. So I'm recon. I'm the recon team. You know those sniper, those people with the ghillie suit? I was there, I was up there, I was like, fight out. Like,
collecting all the information.
And that's how I have so much information, because I have keen ears, and I keep track of who she hits on or who she likes. People hit on her, but who she likes is a different game. I can tell when you like someone, and I was like, put a tab on him. It's like putting a sticky note on someone's back.
Please don't kill me. Don't kill me.
No, I put a tab on their back and I'm like, status update. Ma'am, he is talking about other bitches with this bitch. Subject still clear. All right, Roger up.
No, because it's a real mission. It's a real mission. And I love how I love how tactical you are about it. Truly.
I get so tactical, and sometimes if I'm drunk enough, I write things down. I've had so many napkins with so many notes, and then before I tell you like it's a brief, like a military brief. I'm like,
no, pause, because it actually, once we like reconvene during the night, it is truly like a war meeting brief. Like we are comparing stats, we're comparing informants, we are serious. This is like two spies exchanging like secrets with each other. It gets very serious. And mind you, we're drunk. So oh my God.
First of all, I am the best military officer on this planet because I can keep my briefs clear and I'm black the fuck out. You're like, dude, you give a great brief. I said, when?
She does. She really does. It's honestly truly a talent. Like blackout, she's been blackout drunk, but those briefs, solid. Absolutely solid.
I'll be like, because first of all, I put everything in my bra when I'm drunk because I can't lose it. I've woke up with a ticket underneath my titty. A ticket to enter a concert. Jack Harlow concerts were wet under my boob the next day, and I showered. How?
That's so crazy.
But when I do them, I fold them into. I can show you right now. Shit, y'all niggas ain't never seen nothing like this.
And I've seen it quite literally a million times. Like the way that she folds.
What shape is it then?
It sometimes it depends on how tactical, how much are you trying to, it can get very like
pick one shape.
I would say,
because I'm done right now. It's under my hand.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Scared. I think it's gonna be either like a long rectangle or like a little square. It's gonna be square. Bitch, what the fuck is that?
Dude, because here, this way, if I pulled it this way, then I stack them on top of each other.
Okay.
Well, this is the one time I've actually failed the friendship test. I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie, that was not what I was expecting. Or maybe you stuff it in your bra so fast I can't even see it.
Dude, think about it. You have 6 of these, so then they're all like fanning out, and then guess what I do? Put them under here like that. So then they're like in this formation. They hide directly under my bra. So then if I have revealing clothing, or sometimes, depending on the party, the shirt do come off, they don't fall out. And then I go, I'm like, ma'am, Blake, you think they were white? No, Asian. Asian 5'6", showed interest, talked to 7 women, liked you a lot, talks to you 3 times. English is barely proficient. And then I write at the bottom, I write notes for myself, like what I assume they are, and sometimes they're exchange students or stuff like that. And then Lena will be like, no, and I'll be like, all right.
Next one. And you just go through the roster.
Or sometimes if she's close, I'll just tell her, I'm like, that guy, he talked to 2 different white girls. He didn't like any of them, but he keeps talking to women. He seems to not be on a serious mission. So maybe if you want to pick him up, drop him off, flirt. But I don't believe you should put your flirting in that direction. It's not going to really be fruitful. She's like, all right, cool. I'm not talking to him.
Genuinely, that is how the conversations go. Very tactful. Honestly, it helps. Like, I don't want to waste my night like flirting with people that I don't care to flirt with. Like, like if I not honestly, like sometimes I think the joy of just going to, let's say, a party and you're single is just to flirt with people and to be flirted with. Like sometimes that's just the fun of it. Not even like it's going to go anywhere. You just went there to go flirt.
But me being her friend, I want her to get something out of it. If it's gonna be free drinks, because look at her face. Why should that cute little face have to pay for any beverages? Make a noise so they can pan over to you.
You see this cute little face. I can't pay for my drinks. I'm fucking dumb. What?
And she does not deserve to pay for her drink, sir. This is a court of law. She is guilty. I'm not gonna lie. She's guilty in all charges. But she should not at least serve she should serve 6 years parole.
What kind of lawyer is this? Get me off scotch free, damn it.
Dude, you were gonna get double life with the way that you be moving at these places.
Okay. Used to be moving. Let's acknowledge I've since grown.
I agree. I stand corrected. I argued at a family party about what it means to stand correct with my uncle. I have an uncle who's a doctor out there. Oh my God, this motherfucker loves to argue. But I want to argue with him, especially when I'm lit, because we argue, and then I'm like, I just burst out laughing because he has that dry sense of humor that tickles me greatly. And I tell he's like, you always love picking on him. Like yeah, because he'll fall for it.
Right, every time. Literally every time.
And I was like, the fight was, I thought stand correct. So I'm right. Stand correct in my belief was I'm right. And stand corrected was I was right. That person just fixed themselves. Which is it's slightly right, but there's a wrong part. If I stand correct, I was right. If I stand corrected, I was wrong. But at that point I was late, so I couldn't stand that I was wrong. So I was gonna drive my uncle into the ground, and I'm like, bitch, are we gonna burn this house down? I'm starting to understand I have a history of arson.
Wait a minute.
Every time when someone pisses me off, I'm like, do you want this house burnt down or what? Do you guys have insurance? That was a joke. That was a joke for all the insurance companies.
Yeah. Let's disclaimer, big disclaimer.
Big disclaimer, that's just a joke. This is for comedic purposes. Shit. Fuck.
Can't even joke in this country anymore.
Damn. But for everyone's freedom, and now I gotta be like, I'm joking about arson. Oh, yeah, that shit happened.
Like, what kind of country is this?
Type shit. Okay. Put us on track, man.
I'm the wrong person to ask, okay? But
what are you looking at? Please don't tell me you're looking at your fucking phone.
No.
You're cutting. I thought you were cutting your thing.
No, I'm just playing with it. You know, like the little middle piece.
I know. I if the thing was out of frame and they didn't see you, it was gonna seem really out of context, like you were
doing what?
Bean? Girl, you just blew out your speakers like a motherfucker.
Because what you said was actually fucking crazy.
I'm playing with it. Clip that.
Whoa, pause. Hey yo. But real talk. Young, famous, and African.
Yes. Swanky. What's
you
your
love
one, Swanky?
I feel that I really, like you were saying, he takes his friendships so seriously, and that's something that I think we can both relate on, because there was a time, let's say going back to that time when you and Gilbert had picked me up from that situation that I was in, like in that point in my life, my friendships were one of the most important things to me, because that was the only thing I could fall back on when things were really, really tough. Those were the people that could support me, you know, sympathize with me, and kind of help me get back on my feet when things are really tough. So I definitely understand the heartbreak that he felt with that whole Andy situation, but it's the fact that friendship that was, you know, cultivated for how many every years that they were together, like Andy's a very fake person, like genuinely a fake person. So to think that he was in a friendship with a fake person for that long, and he gave himself like
no, I have an excuse for Swanky, because when we became best friends, it was many ponds for me to fish in, right? I could have been friends with everybody. I mean, no, I only have one best friend at a time. And I think this is the point of my life where I have one female best friend and one male best friend, but I like to have, you know, one
Mhm.
of each. I don't like to juggle too much, and
Mhm.
I put all my friends on a tier system. So never believe that you cannot be demoted. Lena right now, Lena's like a a general, but that doesn't mean she can't be demoted to a colonel. Nigga, ain't shit sweet or weird, nigga.
This bitch. No, but she's talking real shit. Like,
I
I
will. I No one is immortal in my world, and I would say if Lena is a general, real wagwan shit, real general, then Atalia is like a colonel, and Atalia is my sister, and Gilbert is also very much a colonel himself. And I would say I'll give Miles captain because he does put in the effort in spite of everything.
Captain Miles. Yes. Very fitting.
Captain Miles, he is a couple ranks underneath colonel, but he's still an officer.
Right,
That's
right, right. High ranking indeed.
everyone's high ranking in this bitch. But the thing is that I realize that Swanky is dipping in a very small pond. It's very hard for a man at his level. He can't even find a lovers, right? Let alone a husband.
Well,
Friend.
honestly, I we also don't know a lot about Swanky. His storyline is always that he's just bringing new
No, no,
friends
no,
into the group.
no. I researched Swanky intentionally.
Okay, you've done your. I cannot say that I've done my research on Swanky, so I really don't know much about him other than he's like very celebrated stylist and really big in the fashion world, especially in the circles that he runs in. But from again, all I know about Swinky is from Young Famous in Africa, and the only thing we know about him is that he has a lot of friends in high places.
Right. But you don't have friends in high places if you're not willing to become a certain aspect of your persona. And I will never, ever, ever on this planet say that Swanky's fake until he proves me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I am just saying, first of all, Swanky's name is Jeremiah, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the whole thing of this is a man who values loyalty.
Yes.
And loyalty in this life is like blubber. Do you know what blubber's for? Whale blubber?
To keep him toasty, to keep him warm.
No, whale blubber, sometimes when they eat like squid, you know that sharp part of the squid, the beak? The whale can't metabolize that, so their intestines have grown this mechanism of putting fat around that beak and then excreting it, like shitting it.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a part with a lot of a lot of squid, and they eat a lot of squid, then they excrete a lot of that. Now the
Mm-hmm.
blubber is to just help that shit slide down their intestines because it will scrape, it will literally cut up their intestines if they don't shit it out. Hold on, hold on. I have a point here. If someone finds that ball of blubber on the beach, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars, and they can sell it because it makes perfumes.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is I just don't want it to glitch with it flipping back and forth. But the thing is that Swanky is in a position not only in his career, but in the scene that he's in, that he has to play things tactical. So when he defends certain people, he's defending those people not not just because of his belief, but because of his brand.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency is his brand. And the fact that he's bring these people, he brought Santana into that space, or he brought these people into that space, he protects them because he's also protecting his brand. Imagine I brought you to an army party, right? I bring you to infantry parties and I tell you exactly what these fuckers are about. And
Yes.
then when you deal with those fuckers, you're like, shit, I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an effect on, if you weren't my best friend, that would have an effect on my brand. Because on the Army's brand, you're
Mm-hmm.
able to metabolize it, like a whale, and make perfume, something valuable out of it. Like, this is a valuable experience that I can have with my best friend. And these are friends that I can make that will, help me out down the line or not. Like, I just know them and they're valuable to the story. So imagine if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't you, but I brought my mom to that event, do you think she would be able to make blubber out of that squid beak that is the infantry, that is the army?
Please, please, please. Even thinking of your mom being in that situation, knowing what I know now about being in that environment, no, I don't think so.
Right. So I brought someone who can make a beak into blubber.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you're that kind of guy. You got that kind of mindset, but you can retain that information and it's going to be of value to you down the line. Because guess what? Those people met you. There's a reason why I didn't bring you to the MP shit. Because I realized that there's a lot more beaks than there is blubber.
Interesting.
Tell me your interpretation of that.
I would say, like, because I did notice that that MP. I'm recording. No, I'm recording something right now. Could we talk later? Bye. Thank you. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Yes, I did notice that we weren't, that you didn't, that whole MP whatever situation. But I trusted your judgment because
Beacon blubber. Why do you think that I wouldn't put you with a bunch of cops, but I was willing to throw you in the fire again when we left for deployment, when we came back? Why would I do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there was much, like you said, value that I could bring out of, like, let's say the MP environment. Being in that environment, there was nothing I could. What am I gonna do there? What am I gonna bring out of the situation? Definitely not any, like, connections. I don't think there's anybody there I could make a valuable connection with. I don't know.
But a lot of people really liked you, even though they didn't tell you directly. The thing is that it's gonna sound insane, but it's actually very sane of me. I trust the infantry way more than I trust the MPs. And it's because, like, even the people who don't fuck with me are willing to be like, what did one boy say? She said we were doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I did that. They were at home with their families.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they will really stand on business. And I believe, like, the MPs, when you give them, if you go from $20 to $25, they're willing to sell you out for $15.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I could see why you didn't want me to intermingle too much with that crowd.
There's no need. I only found like 3 people worth you interacting with, but imagine they're not even cops.
Yeah. Eesh. Yeah, I'm glad that you I mean, of course I always trust your judgment for the most part. So
Wait,
yeah,
hold on. When do
I
you
said
not trust
for the
them?
most part. For the most part. For the most part.
Okay. When
So
do you not trust my judgment, though? Wait a minute. You're not just gonna leave that shit hanging. No, okay, hold on. Caveat: sober judgment. Boom.
hey, okay. Do you want to get into what your sober judgments have been in the past?
Yes. Other than not,
No, there's no other than. There's no other than. They were your judgments, sober-minded judgments.
Okay, give me the third, fourth. Top 4. Number 4 on top 4. I want to hear that out loud. Because you've never said this shit out loud before. This is
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
okay. Say it.
Chance.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Is that really your number 4?
Do
No,
you want to go higher?
no,
Right.
no. I don't. No. I want to go 7. Give me 7.
No. We're not going. We're
No,
not
give
going
me
to
number 7. I'm fucking Steve Harvey in this bitch. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. You sneaky motherfucker.
I try to be sneaky with it. You weren't catching it, so I had to say
Can I
shit.
please just get 7?
No.
Shit.
No.
And guys, that was just an expo and exercise. I was just showing you guys how stubborn Lena can be when you ask her for some shit with some passion. That was just a game. Congratulations, you got, bitch.
And honestly, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. So we could do it again. We could do it a million times, even.
I'm not gonna lie, I do want to know what's her name. Just give me a name. Just give me a title.
Sober-minded?
Yeah, you don't have one, Goofy. Curious,
No.
Goo. Let's end the pod on that. Because guess what? These bitches is out for my fucking neck. But guess what? I am a revolutionary. You gotta echo what I'm saying. Ready?
No.
I am.
We're not doing that. This corny ass bitch.
All right, we gotta end the pod. But how you trying to end it at? Because I am a fucking revolutionary. All these motherfuckers trying to come for my neck. Guess what? Hold on. I think the batteries in my thing died.
All right. Well, on that note, please like and subscribe. We do need the support, and we appreciate any and everybody who takes the time to watch our shenanigans. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Of course. Au revoir. Ciao.
Adieu.
Indeed. Bye-bye.